Well, so far the pursuit. I can hear you. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Can you guys hear me? I'm up here over the scene. You guys, can you hear me? Okay, no problem. Well, we're on the 202 heading eastbound, getting very close to the Mill Avenue area here. We've seen MCSO helicopters up above, and they are following this red Jeep Grand Cherokee. No word as of yet as to why the person decided to run from the scene or not stop for police officers. We heard about this pursuit starting way back in the Buckeye area around Watson and I-10, and now we're approaching the Tempe Town Lake area, just passing Mill Avenue right now, and no signs of stopping as far as this vehicle is concerned. Now cruising along in the middle lanes, trying to decide what they're going to do now, whether they're going to continue on the 202 or hit the 101. Well, as we look here at this scene, they're actually exiting the rural slash Scottsdale Road exit, and I don't know if you got a chance to catch
All right, back with you here live. You are watching live pictures from Tempe here this morning. We're in the area of Rural and Apache where this high-speed chase came to an end. We just got here on the grounds. Let me go ahead and show you live pictures from what it looks like from the ground here. You can see Tempe Police on the scene, Tempe Fire, Arizona Department of Public Safety. You can see the police tape up surrounding this entire area. We're in the area of Rural and Apache here where this high-speed chase came to an end. We have our reporter, Mary Ellen Resendez, which is on the ground. She's getting ready for a live report. I'll go ahead and bring that to you live here in just a second, but you're watching live pictures from Area 15. What appears to be that suspect that was driving that red SUV, DPS troopers, and it looks like Tempe Fire checking out the suspect right now. This appears to be the suspect that was involved in this chase. We have not seen anybody else in custody at this point. Right now, we are working with DPS to get the latest information on exactly what led up to this chase, but this whole situation started in Buckeye here this morning, where DPS was following the suspect. Chase went through the entire West Valley, went through downtown Phoenix. Suspect passed through I-10 at the tunnel, went through, got on the Loop 202 Red Mountain and approached Scottsdale Road, got off at Scottsdale Road, went southbound at Scottsdale Roads, and the suspect seemed to come to a complete stop at a red light at Scottsdale Road and Rio Salado, where it turns into rural roads. DPS and their unmarked cruisers attempted to sort of block in the suspect at the light. Suspect continued on southbound on rural roads, and at that point the suspect started driving pretty erratically once he figured out that DPS was trying to block him in. And this whole chase came to an end near Rural and Apache. So we are watching what appears to be the suspect right now in handcuffs, being looked at by Tempe Fire. But let me go ahead and bring it to Mary Ellen, who's live on the scene right now.
Actually happened off of Spence Avenue and Rural Road. Now, from what we understand, this started way out in the West Valley, possibly as far west as SR 87. Tempe police telling us that this was a DPS investigation. There was then a pursuit that went all the way from the West Valley on the I-10 onto the 202. The driver then exiting off of Scottsdale and Rural Road, heading south on Rural Road, blowing through a few lights from what we understand as he passed through Arizona State University. This is a crowded area with a lot of students that are walking around. I'm joined right now by Margie that works at the Vine restaurant, which is on the corner where this happened. What did you hear? What did you see?
I was outside doing some stuff to get ready to open, and I heard the sheriff's helicopter super loud, so I looked up and it was right above us. Instantly knew something was going on, heard all the cops, like a ton of cops coming through, and then some kids that were walking by us told us that they had actually just seen the crash happen right down the street. So my cook and I ran outside to see what was going on, and we just saw instantly, more cops than I've ever seen arriving at the scene. And it was just crazy. It was so close. The helicopter was right above our building.
And just to describe just what a dangerous situation this is, they were blowing past lights by Barrett Honors dorm, by W.P. Carey dorm, where a lot of kids are crossing the road.
Absolutely. There's so many kids here. It's insane. I was on the phone with my dad, and he was like, get inside. He was like, I don't know what's going on, but you need to get inside. There's so many pedestrians here. I can't believe he didn't hit a student. I can't believe it.
And we do want to tell you that once we arrived just as paramedics were arriving. We can tell you that at least 2 people were transported. We're waiting on confirmation as far as injuries. Tempe police are confirming, though, for us that there were some injuries, but that they can't confirm the injuries just yet. But we, by our helicopter and by ground, saw 2 people being transported, and we're still trying to confirm exactly where they were transported to. So we do know that this chase started in the West Valley. We just don't know exactly why that race or what started that chase. Now, I've spoken with a DPS trooper out here. He's trying to get some information for us and trying to get a public information officer out here for the media as we're starting to gather to try and give us more information on just what started this pursuit. Now, the police agencies involved, quite a few. We've got DPS, we've got Tempe Police, we have the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. We were watching all of these vehicles just blow past us on the 202 as they were chasing this vehicle. Again, he went through a few lights as he entered the Arizona State University district. crashing right here at Spence Avenue. The road is completely closed on Rural Road, and this is a busy thoroughfare on Rural Road from Spence Avenue all the way up to Apache to the north and Spence to the south. Many of the people were in restaurants here, so they didn't exactly see the crash, but a lot of them heard the crash, including Margie, who we just spoke with. And you can see officers there starting to assess the situation. It's tough for us to see from our angle the actual car. It's a red SUV, but we are being told that there was quite a bit of damage to that red SUV when it crashed, and we're trying to figure out right now whether it crashed actually blowing through that light on Spence Avenue. You can see up above that we have 2 helicopters. One is the Maricopa County Sheriff's unit, and the other one is Firebird, which is the Phoenix Police unit. So that is the situation out here. We're going to toss it back to you in the studio in Tempe. Mary Ellen Resendez reporting live.
So that was our reporter Mary Ellen Resendez live at the scene as we continue to bring you live pictures here. Let me go ahead and show you the view from Air 15 here this morning. Again, we're in the area of Rural and Apache. If you just missed Mary Ellen's report, this road's obviously going to be blocked off for quite a bit of time here. If you are just joining us, this whole situation started in the West Valley here this morning, where DPS troopers were involved in a pursuit in the far West Valley of Phoenix. Chase went all through the West Valley. Suspect continued on eastbound I-10 and traveled through the West Valley on I-10, passing the loop 303, passing the loop 101, and eventually went through downtown Phoenix, went right through eastbound I-10 at the tunnel. Once the suspect approached the mini stack, suspect decided to go eastbound on the loop 202 Red Mountain, was on there for about 5 to 10 minutes. The suspect got off at Scottsdale Road, Rural Road, went southbound on Scottsdale Road, and once the suspect really got to, I would say, Rural and Rio Salado, suspect came to a complete stop at a red light right behind another vehicle, and DPS was right behind them in an unmarked vehicle, attempted to block in the suspect. That's what Air 15 video was showing us. And then once the suspect found out that DPS was coming for him, he went ahead, got out of the blockade, continued driving southbound on Rural Road at erratic speed, at least going through one red light, passing just east of Arizona State University, passing some dorm rooms, as Mary Ellen was telling you live on the scene, passing the Barrett Honor College dorms, crashed just southeast of Arizona State University. And that is where this situation ended here this morning. We're at Rural and Apache, and this suspect crashed head-on into another vehicle that was at Spence Avenue. So if you are familiar with Rural Road in the Tempe area, suspect crashed at Rural Road and Spence Avenue, crashed head-on into another vehicle. And again, we are just southeast of Arizona State's campus here as you're looking at that red SUV. That is a vehicle, folks, if you are just joining us, that DPS was following for quite a bit of time here this morning, traveling throughout western portions of Phoenix area through downtown and eventually here in the East Valley here in Tempe. You can see that car completely destroyed. The front part of that vehicle almost unrecognizable as you see the hood on top of the windshield, and at least 2 of the tires are completely blown out. So we saw at least one suspect being taken into custody. We are working with the Arizona Department of Public Safety to get some more information for you. So that red car that you just saw was the suspect's vehicle, and then that black vehicle that you're seeing right there at Rural and Spence, right towards the left side of your screen, that was the victim's vehicle. So that victim was traveling in this intersection. Suspect crashed right head on into that vehicle that you're seeing right now on your screen. So we are working with law enforcement to get the condition of everyone that was in that vehicle. We do not know their conditions right now. We saw at least one person being transported to the hospital, being pulled from that vehicle. But again, right now we're in the area of Rural and Spence, southeast of Arizona State University's campus. We are actually just east, if you're familiar with ASU, just east of the Vista del Sol dorms and just southeast of Barrett the Honors College dorms. So this is just southeast of Arizona State University, not on the campus, but directly surrounding the campus, impacting traffic, obviously, right now. So we will continue to monitor the scene. If we do get some more information, we'll go ahead and pass that along to you. We are being told, though, right now that a suspect, the driver, is in custody. So we officially know that driver is in custody. We did, if you were watching with us earlier, we did see at least one person in handcuffs, and we are now being told that one person is in custody following this chase. Right now, we do not know the condition of the other folks that are in that black SUV that you are looking at right now. We are working with Tempe Fire and DPS to get you some more information.
And a cleanup in that area, so avoid it. Just to the east of the main ASU campus there, rural and Apache in Tempe.
All right, and I believe we have Corey Archuleta now on the phone. Corey, can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
And Corey, I hear that you actually witnessed this crash happen. Tell us where you were, what you saw, and what you heard.
Well, actually, I did not exactly directly witness it. I was just sitting in the office on my computer at the University Services building. And we all just heard a loud boom going down, and looked out the window, and there was a smashed red Jeep. And then the driver, it seemed, he had gotten out and was kind of slowly trying to get out of there. And then within, seconds, we just heard sirens, and the helicopters show up, and then SWAT, kind of surrounded him, and then set him down on the ground and arrested him. And then from there, we couldn't really tell, what else was going on. And once we stepped outside, we could see down over on Spence Avenue in rural that there was another car that had gotten completely smashed in. And from what I'm hearing, that the driver of the red Jeep that's in front of the University Services building had crashed into this other vehicle that's over on Spence Avenue in front of the Whataburger. And so it looks like a pretty brutal head-on accident. There's debris all over the road and all the way down the street of all the debris. There's clothes, cups, fenders, pieces of tire. And now the police have the entire, road shut down between Spence and I believe Vista Del something or another drive. So it's pretty much shut down completely on both routes.
All right. Well, Corey Archuleta there for us. Thank you so much, Corey, for giving us your perspective. He said that he was just sitting there in his office when they heard that loud boom there. Can only imagine what that sounded like since we saw that accident happen right here on ABC 15. But again, still working to get some information on the condition of the drivers involved in this crash.
We are back right after this.